everyone, it's Tess from teachwithtess.com, and here today on my channel where we're talking about Wales English, ESL teaching online, and of course working from home, we're going to be talking about Manycam. Now, a lot of you have asked me about Manycam and I know nothing about it. So today I'm interviewing Joelle, who was one of my referrals, who you'll probably recognize because she was in another video I did a while back. And Joelle is the queen of Manycam, and she's figured it out at Wales English and on other platforms where she's taught. So today we're going to walk through Manycam. So stay tuned and we'll try and answer all the questions you may have about it. So Joelle, first of all, hi, lovely to
Hello.
Hi. Can you say just a bit about yourself? How long have you been at Wales English? What sort of teaching you do there, and how you use Manycam in your class?
Okay. I'm at Wales since July. I love it. I don't know why I didn't come over sooner. And I use Manycam almost every day. Sometimes it's pre-planned where I have set up for my different trials. And sometimes it's on a whim where I realize I need more information or a last minute add-on vocabulary word, because no one would always have every single prop available. Mm-hmm. So last minute, you might need something that you just wouldn't have even around the house. So it's great to have for that.
For those who know very little about it, but have just heard the word, the name, what is Manycam?
So let's call it like decorations, where you can make your area around you look nice for maybe the holiday or the weather. And then sometimes when you are teaching a class and you want to explain different ideas, you can show those ideas. I know many of the teachers use YouTube and other things to express ideas and videos and extra vocabulary words. But for me, I could just pull something up in a flash even, or have something pre-planned, pictures or little animated GIFs or even videos. I can play a video in Manycam too. Wow. I just choose not to. It's just not my thing. We all have a thing. It's not my thing, but I can do that as well. So it's like having an encyclopedia of pictures and videos at my fingertips, all right here.
Yeah, that's amazing. So when you use it, do you use it for rewards, for decoration, and for vocabulary?
Yes, all of those things. Amazing. So sometimes I use it for rewards because the star can get a little boring after a while. And you only get 10, sometimes your kids are great. You want them to have more than 10 stars.
Yeah.
So I look at it for rewards, and sometimes like you'll have a child that maybe is not ready to participate in class. Maybe they're shy or something, and it's a great way to get them out of their shell. And it's like a puppet. Listen, puppets are great too. It doesn't mean that using a puppet isn't a great idea too, a great tool. There's just a lot of tools in the toolbox, and this is one of them. So I use it for that too.
I think that's brilliant. So if I wanted to use Manycam in Wales English, how easy is it?
Well, at first it was difficult for me because I had come from another platform and it was used very differently there. Yeah. So I had to really retrain my habit. But if you haven't really used it somewhere else, you're not really changing your habit of your steps. But it really is very easy in Wales. It takes a little bit of practice, like anything else. And then before you know it, it's muscle memory. 1, 2, 3.
So Joelle, you're going to do, before we ask and answer other questions, you've said that you will screen share and show us how you set up Manycam with Wales English. So I'm going to ask you to screen share.
Okay. I'm not the best at this.
Cross fingers it all works.
Yes. Okay, so screen, is this it? Basic. All right, we'll try this. Share.
It should work.
Oh, can you see my screen?
I can see your
Yes.
screen.
Okay.
Well, absolutely.
All right, so this is my little Manycam window. I'm just going to move it over here for now.
Yeah.
So I will go over how I set it up in the morning, let's say, before my classes. And then I could even explain where you go to download it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I have learned a very important lesson that the number one thing to do is to open my Manycam first before I open anything else. I don't know if this is a superstition, but this is how I do it. So do it like this. When you're ready to teach in the morning, wherever your Manycam button is, this is where it is. My cursor is hovering over it. It looks like a circle with some Venn diagram around it. You just double click and it opens like this.
Okay.
Now, some fun things about Manycam are you can, down here where where I'm circling, you can make little overlays. Someone recently said that when you turn your camera off in the classroom, that the student can't see at the time, but maybe you can see the recording of the class. Yeah. And so maybe if they were taking a drink of their water, maybe they didn't want that. And there's a way to make an overlay that even has a countdown. I don't use it, but you can. There's lots of things I just don't use. Anyway, so first, open Manycam, okay? And you move it away like you would move any window. Then I open my week class like everybody always does. It's already open for us.
And this is our practice classroom, isn't it?
This is practice, yes. So it will go into the
full screen so we can see.
Tell me again.
Can you make that full screen, Joelle?
No.
You can't.
No.
Oh, well, that's a good question to have asked.
So I'm going to go over that. First, I'm going to tell you. So first you open Manycam, okay? Move it to the side. Okay. Then I happen to open week class next. Okay. So before I show you how I use it in, let's say, an ESC trial, I want to show you something over here that might help everybody. Some people might be worried, and this has even happened to me, where, oh, my camera is not working and I can't cam at the moment. I need to go to my other camera. You troubleshoot like you would any other issue. So I'm able to hit troubleshoot in a trial, in a training. Okay, I will hit troubleshoot and we'll do it. So do you see over here testing your camera? It literally says my camera options. So if you decide you don't want to use Manycam, you tried it and you're scared, or you tried it and you just don't feel like it, change it up. Okay. I don't like to work without Manycam. Okay. So that's an example of how you would troubleshoot if you had Manycam issues.
Okay. So you can literally just switch cameras. Simple.
Yes. Simple. Okay. Some people have an external camera, and maybe that at the moment they have an issue with that, so they switch to their camera that way too. It's the same. Don't worry though. Some people are super worried that they're going to have all of these issues with Manycam. You're really not. Could issues arise? Issues could arise in any situation. It just happens, but it's not going to crash or blow up or infect your computer. Believe me, it's why I avoided Manycam for a long time. Okay. So here we are. I am in a trial of ESC, and I am waiting to start my class. I haven't started yet, and I realize I have some little boys in my class, and I think they might like a decoration. So here's an example of a border. that I could throw on at the moment.
Excellent.
And I can always decide, nah, they no longer like Spider-Man. I'll take it off. Okay.
How do you take it off? You just click on it again.
So the reason why I showed you how my week class is smaller here. Oh, here's a very important thing. I should have said this before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Manycam and the week classroom, they don't play well together in the sense that you can't just hover your cursor below and make your toolbar pop open. It does not work. So unfortunately, you have to have your windows like this.
Yeah, reduced. Okay.
I mean, you can, of course, expand to make it even bigger and make the Manycam smaller. These are the sizes I choose.
Okay.
Some people choose 2 screens. And if that makes you happy, go for it. If someone wants to buy me a second screen, I will not say no. I will take it and use it. Go for it.
Excellent.
But you do not need a second screen.
Okay.
And you do not need your classroom super large. You can see, you know the letter B, you're good. Okay. So I will show you how I normally have things set up. Okay, before I begin.
Yep.
On the side of my Manycam, I have to remember it doesn't play well.
Yeah.
So I have to move things around. I have folders along the side. And right now at this time of year, I go to winter and I make a little winter classroom. I like a snowman. He's very large. So this is a newer thing with Manycam. It's so, you click on him. See, he moves. You can move him anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And you could make him really big or really small. I want to move him over here.
Excellent.
And I normally have another border. I think I lost it. Oh, here it is down here. Sorry. Here's my border.
Oh, pretty.
Cute, right?
Cute.
But if you decide in your class you don't want something, you can do a couple of things. You can re-click what you've already clicked. See, I'm just clicking the border. Here's a hat. I can unclick it or click it.
Excellent.
And another option is right over here. Do you see there's a little X?
Yep.
You just click it and it disappears. That's it. And that's how you add things on. So I have my snowman and I'm going to get some snow. Here's some snow. There it is. Oh, my snowman is still a little large. I don't want him too big. Great. So now I'm going to move this so it's out of the way and move my ESC back. The hardest part of Manycam and is just the fact that you do not have the ability to toggle back and forth. That is it.
Okay.
Once you get the hang of it after a couple of classes going back and forth, it is easy peasy. So here we are. This is a story. We know this trial for ESC. We're going to go in and I'm going to show you some things I might do. So of course we do the intro. Everybody's super excited. You know, everyone knows how to teach and do their best teaching with whales. I don't have to explain that. Now the fun begins. I want my cute little 3-year-olds to be happy as clams. So I'm going to go over here and I have, remember, lots of folders. Okay. I happen to name them this. You can name them whatever you like.
Yeah.
There's a little button. It's a plus. You could move things. There's a pen. You could edit the name. It's just like basic computer work. It is not, if I can do it, I assure you, you can. Okay. So I have something called Face Accessories because I've always named it that. And I want my students to speak loudly so I can hear them. Okay. And so this is a prop that you probably just wouldn't have around. So this is always how I do this page.
Yeah.
Now I already know the next thing I want to use, and I make sure, I hit the wrong button. And then I want them to listen carefully. And I say, I want to see you. I want you to listen. I want to see you. Great.
Oh, brilliant.
And now I can click right on the eyes to make them come and go.
Yeah.
Or remember, down below, there's an X. Your choice. Okay. So here we go. They're going to say their name. How great. Okay. Normally I don't have my Zoom over here, so I moved it for you. Okay. Now the next part, I know we're saying, how are you? So obviously first they say it. So now I'm going to go over to emojis. If they don't know how to answer the how are you, remember we're supposed to give them the chance first. We can then, after that, follow your teaching guide. Then you move on to yourself. Oh, are you sad? No, you are happy.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you don't like where the image is. You move it wherever you want.
Brilliant.
You make it giant. You make it small. Okay. So that's an idea of some of the images I use. And now after a couple of, I'll get through the ABCs and move past, because it will sing very loud. I'll move past it. I'll just click to page 6 so we don't have to listen to the ABCs, because sometimes it's super loud.
Yeah.
And I will show you how I add some other fun things. Okay, so my students already happen to know letter B. Hooray! And I want to reward them something different than the star. I happened to name my folder. You can see where I'm hovering my cursor.
Yeah.
Right? I want to give them a reward, and I happen to make a folder that says rewards. You might call it prizes. You could just edit it. Let's call it prizes. I have a system. I hate to mess it up, but we're going to call it prizes. I saved it.
Yay.
Okay. But now it's not in alphabetical order, and I want it to be that. So I just click and I move it where it needs to go. Up, whatever. It's not in alphabetical order. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm in my prizes. Okay. Oh my goodness. They're so cute. So let me think of some things. I could give them little hearts. Yay, you did so good. Hearts for all of us.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And now my favorites are GIFs. Here we go. Now, the problem is it's in the corner. You can't see it. It's in this corner. Sorry, I'm mirroring.
You see it.
And you can't, but that's fine because I'm getting ready. I've already given them a prize. I've given them hearts. I'm preparing my next prizes. I'm going to prepare a bunch. You don't have to, but that's what I like to do. Okay, I have 3 prizes prepared. Great. See, I moved my window so that I could access the prize. I don't have to move week class. Okay. So now, great, they did B. I gave them hearts. Oh, you knew little B. Here it goes. Ready? Hooray! You did so great. I'm so proud of you. I can either click here, or I could have clicked below. And remember, I'm already queued up on my next prize. There's nothing much to do. Hooray! Now, sure, I don't have to show them cats as prizes.
Yeah.
I can make anything. I will show you another example. I have another folder of letters. Not a fan of the letters. I just don't like to use them. It's just not my thing. Here's the letter D.
Yeah.
So you can add little letters if you choose. Another easy thing also for ESC is when you go ahead, there's the word dog. And I have multiple dog faces. So here's one. Here's my dog. Yes. In my trial classes that are the older children, I like to ask them what animal they like, just like on building on comprehension, if they're able to answer certain things and then ask each other and ask me. So I save that for memory. And then at the very end of the class, that's their final prize.
Yeah.
So of course, I mean, in ESC, they might not be able to answer that, but in my trial A, they tell me, once we hear hen, and sometimes they tell me, and then I keep that in mind when I open their egg. You like monkey? Hooray, you got a monkey. So now I'm going to tell you one more thing about a last minute issue I had where Manycam saved the day. I had one student, he was super cute and small. He did not want to participate. He wasn't crying, but he was just very shy.
Yeah.
So I assumed, wrongly of me, that maybe he liked Ultraman. So I went in my characters folder and I gave him an Ultraman. But his father said that he liked Spider-Man, and I didn't have enough Spider-Man. I just had that one border.
Yeah.
So here's where like last minute it came in. Watch this. Okay. Some of the folders, not all of them. I'll show you here. Okay. I can add as I teach. See here, get more. So you can add any image this way or in the middle of a class. This is how you add any image. All right. I'm going to move it here so you could all see. Get more. Look. Here we go. How fantastic. It used to be a very different system. It's great. What do we want to get? What do you want to... Who? What?
I said loo roll, toilet roll.
Oh, yes, there's one there. Normally I don't. So let's see. I'll just type in Spider-Man because I was saying that. Yeah. Spider-Man. Okay. Enter. Here we go. Here are all the Spider-Man things that they have. They have, see, scroll, Spider-Man choices. So I already have the mask up here, so I don't need to download that. And I have this border.
Yeah.
So every time the child answered a question, I just hit download and it popped up on my screen. You see it's over here, this side.
So if you download it, it immediately comes into the screen?
It does. Wow. And you can exit out if you want. Yeah. Let me make him larger because he's very small. There he is. Okay. Then he was like, done with that. Moving on to my next one. X out. Here's where you just have to juggle. It is very doable. It becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Look, there it is. Now the child is super excited because here's another Spider-Man. And he did well. He answered all of the questions because I just kept downloading stuff for him.
Yeah. That is so good.
Yes.
So clever. No, it's fascinating though, Joelle, just to see how you use it like this. Is it hard to, I mean, I'm sure it's, as you say, it's a question of getting used to it, but to be able to, there will be some teachers watching this saying, hold on a minute, I have enough to do just trying to get my head around what I'm teaching and clicking and using the stuff in week class and looking at timing. How do you juggle doing something in and outside week class? How long did it take you to get used to it? I mean, maybe that's not the right question because you already used Manycam. But for somebody who's a newbie like me, who's watching this going, I need to try. What's the, what are the pointers you could give to help people just sort of get started with this?
Well, it really won't take as much time as you think. It took me longer because I had to unlearn a bad habit of how I used it prior to being at Wales. And I think that if you don't have to unlearn a different way and relearn the right habit now, it will be much faster. And don't think you need to come in click. You don't need to. When I first began teaching at Wales, I wasn't able to do everything at once. I can't imagine anyone their first day is like, I did everything easy peasy, click, with or without Manycam, It's a learning curve. You want to learn fast to do your best, of course, but it's a learning curve. pick one thing. I like to find out one thing and have it ready.
Yeah.
One class, I found out that the kids liked Ultraman. So outside of class, I prepared some Ultraman.
Yes.
And then I used a little bit here and there. I use a lot more Manycam in my trials than I do in my regular class.
Do you think sorry, just to interrupt. Do you think that, I mean, I don't know what your conversion rate for trials is. Do you have a high conversion rate? And do you think Manycam may have something to do with that?
I think it's a good convert. I don't know what January is, but I think like 9, sometimes 9. It's not always 9. I don't know. I mean, it really will depend your conversion rate on how many trials you teach. So I'm at 2, 4, 6, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry. 12 hours, something like 12 hours a month of trials. Maybe someone teaches more trials. So they're going to have
9 from 12.
No, well, if you think about it, there are 2 kids in each trial.
But even so that's a good conversion rate.
But it's not always like that, you know.
No, for sure.
Does Manycam give me a better, listen, everyone is the great teacher that they're going to be. Yeah. I'm not going to, for me, I like using Manycam because my favorite way to teach is through lots of fun.
Yeah.
Laughter, fun. I learn best like that, and so that's just my my way of teaching. It doesn't mean that other classes aren't fun, but we all have our way of teaching.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. I'm not better just because I use Manycam. It's just so convenient.
Yeah.
It's like you're great, and now you have even better add-on tools.
Yes, I think that's exactly right. Actually, I was just thinking, Manycam is. It'll take you as a teacher and enable you to be as creative as you want to be. And it just offers more things than WeClass can, because WeClass's tools are fairly basic. And I've been thinking for a long time that I need to, I screen share all the time because that's my way of bringing external stuff in. But I really like the idea of having all these different images and props that you can really personalize quickly. I think it's an amazing thing to do. Yes. That is so interesting. Now, is there anything else you want to talk us through? I mean, because this is obviously not a huge tutorial all about how to use Manycam, more about how to use Manycam with WeClass. But, is it fairly straightforward to find, to download, upload, and all?
Yes.
Yeah.
You download Manycam like any other program. I don't know how to use a Mac, but however you download any program you would download. You go right to the web page and you just go to manycam.com.
Yeah.
Now, I maybe I'm able to open it. Let's see. I don't know if I'm able to type. I guess I am. The thing is that when you go to download it, it's only going to show you to pay, but you don't have to pay. You download the one, even if it says pay, you just download that, and you're going to get a free version, but it will have a watermark on the free version.
Okay.
So right here, download. I don't know if I click it, if anything will happen. What do you think?
It would download. So maybe you don't.
Okay.
You've already got it.
So when you download it, even if it says, $50, you're not going to have to pay yet. You'll have a watermark on yours, like towards the bottom somewhere. I'm not sure where, but you'll be able to use it like anyone else. I will tell you that right now, I keep getting this pop-up where the lifetime membership is like 38 or 35, something in that vicinity, US dollars for lifetime.
Wow.
And it's worth it. I paid about that.
Yeah.
And I've had it for over 3 years.
And so when you've downloaded it, you just it's installed like you'd install anything, and then you just sort of walk through it and investigate.
Yes.
And we're not doing a tutorial on how to use Manycam from A to Z. Is it fairly instinctive though?
Yes, and there are so many. How do I add effects to Manycam? Like you could just Google or YouTube how do you add effects? I just happen to add the ones that work for me. And then I just wanted to show you here along the side there are things you can do. And down here, I recorded my intro video, although I'm redoing that. I'm going to redo it. You could record here. You could take a snapshot. It's not something I normally do, but this part of Manycam used to be easier, but on the rare occasion, I use this area. So it's where it says draw and text. You just click other things over here, and it says here's your effects, beauty. So now I can draw. So I can pick a color. Oh, you like blue? Okay. Remember, I don't really use it very often, and then I can draw different sizes right on the screen. It used to be easier to use, and since the update, the draw section is not easier, but the update is.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I don't know if have you got anything else you want to show us particularly in here that you use a lot, or is this?
Well, I really use my emoji. Well, I use my emojis in trial A every time, or even in my how are you today, but I like to talk about how does the hen feel on that page where the hen is angry. So this is one that I use often for trial A, and I like to joke around sometimes and say I don't know things. I'd be like, what's in the net? Maybe it's an alligator, and they think that's very funny. So those, I use my faces all the time. Oh, you know what? I had recently picked up some GKA. So it was helpful where we did like the animals. And yesterday it was like, where do they live? And I happened to have the deer. So that was great.
Excellent.
So I use my faces a lot. It's just what I like.
This is so.
But I should probably decorate for Chinese New Year because I don't have anything for that. Chinese. I probably should have capitalized, but it doesn't matter in Manycam. Okay. Oh, look, here's some decorations. Okay, here I'm just going to download a bunch. If I don't like them, I'm going to delete them. Look, they're all showing up. You do this out of class or in class.
Border.
Yes, I'm going to take things out that I don't like. Okay.
I'm going to have to do that now.
Yes. I downloaded a lot. I might not like some of the things. Let's see. What's this? I might
but
like
it gives you an idea of what you can do. It's just so quick and easy.
So quick and easy. Redecorate. So I know people redecorate their backdrop. But for the different seasons, this is easy too. Okay, look, this is pretty good. I'll move this guy over here.
Great.
And I'll move him here. Beauty, decorated.
You've done it. It's just taken seconds, and you don't need to worry about gluing stuff on the wall like I do.
Nope. And I just take away what I don't need.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, shall we unshare your screen unless you want to show us anything else? And then
nope.
Carry on chatting about a couple of other questions I've got.
I think I just hit stop share.
It worked. And you still got your lovely Chinese New Year thing.
Yes.
I've got to do this.
Obviously it's the words are backwards, so I just have to.
They are for me.
They're not. Okay. For me they are.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But for me they're fine.
Good.
Now, my question, and maybe some others, and I'm sure now there's the green screen element of Manycam. Is that something you use? Does it? How would you use green screen in classroom to give yourself completely different backdrops? Because I'm looking at mine, and I'm thinking, how would yours looks great because you've got a dark background. So
this is my son's room. Normally, I have this other thing that says my name, of course.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, can you change your backdrop with Manycam, or is that quite hard to do?
You can, and when you download, instead of downloading borders, like I choose borders, you could just choose backdrop and it will come up. I don't use it, but I know many people that did from my previous ESL company, because we had to have a specific backdrop scene.
Yeah.
And then you can keep that back there for the opening and the closing, but in the middle you didn't.
Yeah.
And so what people were putting up, this is a great idea. Instead of buying a green screen, they were putting up a green tablecloth.
Yeah.
So if that's what you like, green tablecloth, you're done.
And off you go.
It's not for me.
Well, don't you?
I don't like it. I like to just change my border.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do the green screen, you get a little grainy if you move.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
No.
But you can.
Enough. But you can. It's something for others to have a look at.
The first thing is that don't forget to open Manycam first. It's superstition, but we're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Don't forget that if you tried it in the practice room, you're like, I'm going to do it with even just a border, and now you've changed your mind, troubleshoot within the classroom, choose your old school camera. You're still wonderful. You're still a great teacher. I'm not going to come over and scold you. It's fine. Don't worry. After class, if you have students that love certain things, you can download extra. Okay, and now here are some logistical things about Manycam on its own.
Yeah.
It uses your battery pretty fast.
Okay. Yeah.
It will not completely mess up your computer. I have run Manycam on a very old computer.
Okay.
And it worked fine. I've put it on a very new computer and it's worked fine. Yeah. One time I bought a computer that wasn't a good processor because I was being cheap, and right away I was like, it won't load Manycam, return. Because I want Manycam. So it was a deal breaker. And if you download it and don't like it, delete. And it's no harm. Yes, it's not going to ruin your computer.
Yeah, no, that's so good. It's so useful. And that was a really easy talk through. So download, go off and find all your decorations, faces, borders. You can do it while you're teaching, and you can prep it all in advance. I really like the idea of that. Right, Joelle, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure again to have you. And I really, really hope that this is going to help a lot of people at Wales English use Manycam and enjoy it in the way you obviously do. And it'll be great fun mastering the art. I'm certainly going to start. So thanks a lot. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, Joelle.
Yes, bye. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.